Welcome, everybody, to episode 214 of the effing title. I am Big Husky, and I am brought here this week with Fedge and Rob. I think I had a stroke while saying that. Hi, guys.
Yo, what up, cuz?
What up?
Hola.
I get right into it. Last week, I went 8-8. You guys both went 9-7. Me and Rob both lost our locks. Fedge, you won your lock.
True.
Picking favorites.
Usually do on the last couple weeks. You know, got to solidify my championship belt.
So,
Something you wouldn't know about for 6 years now.
Is a shirt. Not that you know the difference.
I think that's a fat joke.
that's what I heard. So Rob is 143. I'm 144. Fedge is 165.
Woohoo! 47-game lead.
Comeback engaged.
And with college, with the college football over with now too, boom, I went. Actually, that's a tie.
We tied.
Me and Rob tied. So yet again, me and Rob, I still have a 1-game lead on Rob. No matter what. So it's just us trying to catch up to Fedge. That's it. I need Fedge to get every single pick wrong from here on out.
What happened? You want me
Pretty
to get everyone
simple.
wrong?
If we tally in the college stuff, Jeff, you're up by 1 on Colin and me.
Wait, what?
No, Rob.
If we
No,
tally
no.
it,
Chance you guys covered
no.
20-something games. There's barely that many bowl games.
With the college game stuff, Rob, I am still 1 game over you. We, however, are...
I'm actually curious. How many, if we added that in, what is it?
Oh, let's see.
Close?
So, it's 4. Fedge adds 4 games, or 4 wins.
It wasn't
Jeff.
that. I didn't do that bad.
No,
Yeah,
you.
you
So
did.
no, you have 4 over us. Me and Rob both have 25. You have 21. So you have a 4. That's 4
Okay,
points.
that is the wrong way to say that, Colin.
Dude, I don't know what's going on with my brain right now. Right, like
Oh,
take it or leave it.
that is the wrong way to say
Take it
that.
or leave it. Right.
Because I'm sure me and Jeff just sat there and went, wow, that means me and Colin did 20 picks better than him in the bowl games.
That means Fedge gets 0 points. We get 4. That's what it means.
But guys, the points don't matter.
Everything's made up. With that being said, I at least had one of the teams in the championship game, which means I win College Bowl week, which means I get 500 points.
You own one of the colleges? Jesus.
Yes, I do. I just don't.
Impressive.
I just don't tell anyone. All right, week 18. Do we really want to talk about it? Or want to just get right into the fucking wild card?
I mean, it was pretty sweet.
It was pretty sweet.
I thought it was a pretty good week.
There
I mean,
were
overall,
0 games that were actually good, so it was great.
the Dolphins-Bills game was pretty good.
Yeah, no. That game was
What?
not entertaining.
Oh my goodness! If you ask Dolphins fans, it was actually they owned the game. So
Well,
I
Dolphins
don't know what
fans
game
is-
they were watching.
Dolphin fans are
Dolphins
delusional.
fucking stupid.
I was gonna say Dolphin fans are delusional and don't understand football still.
All right, the only update I got is that Aaron Rodgers is no longer allowed to appear on the Pat McAfee show for the season. So next, all right,
So-
Colin, go with all the
slash
coach
ESPN.
firings. What'd you say?
/ ESPN in general.
Yes.
Wait, is he really?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah,
the rest of
for
the
his
season.
comments on Jimmy Kimmel, yes.
Him and Jimmy Kimmel had a little tiffy.
That's hilarious.
All right.
So this is what I got right here. So McDaniels could return to the Patriots if Belichick stays on the team as head coach. That's the first thing. Titans have fired Mike Vrabel. There's an expectation that Vrabel could be returning or could be the top candidate for the head coaching Patriots job if it is available. Sean Payne says that a final decision on Russell Wilson's future with the team has yet to be made. I spent half an hour with Russ yesterday, and I told him, look, I don't think it's going to be a long, drawn-out process, but it hasn't been decided relative to what our plans are.
Awesome.
I love the fact he says, I spent half an hour. Like, are we supposed to be impressed with that? Like, you spent half an hour talking to your star quarterback. Like, come the fuck on, Sean.
Yeah, Sean's pretty much an asshole. So yeah, I am impressed.
The Giants have Raiders interim head coach Antonio Pierce as their top candidate to be their DC if he does leave Vegas.
Which is funny because the big article today that everyone was made aware that Wink is still under contract for a year. But Wink is very angry that they fired his two right-hand men that are brothers or whatever.
So this one says former Giants DC Wink Martindale cursed out Brian Dable before storming out of the building and resigning as the DC, per the New York Post. Mind you, New York Post.
Unless that part was added within the last hour. This morning, he had not resigned, and he had made it very clear that, or the Giants made it very clear to him that he still has 1 year left on his contract.
Pete Carroll is no longer the head coach with the Seahawks. However, though, he will be staying with the team. Just no clue on what that really means, honestly.
No one knows. Just provocative.
The biggest shocker of the entire thing is Nick Saban is no longer the head coach of Alabama. He is retiring.
And they're actually looking at Division I coach in Little New Hampshire, I heard. So
that's what I heard too. Kind of wild.
Yeah, but I mean, it's time. You know, he's
put in his dues.
It's obviously on his terms. I would not see them ever kicking him out. You know what I mean? So it's just.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, and also, you know, just like Nick Saban, he's on a podcast too. Once a week.
Yep.
You know, so
I wonder if he's going to announce it on McAfee's podcast.
We'll find out next time on Dragon Ball.
Because the only person we haven't heard this from is Nick Saban
himself. Yeah, that's kind of wild. Now you think of it. And the only real thing left here that I have is that it says Goff says the chip on his shoulder from being traded by the Rams will never leave.
Goff has what? A chip on his shoulder?
Yeah, the chip on his shoulder is never going to leave.
No, it's a potato chip. Don't worry, Jeff.
Oh, potato chip because he was a couch potato for a little bit.
Yeah.
Gotcha. All right, yeah, good football.
So 6 hours ago, Giants, DC, Martindale mutually agreed to part ways.
So there was an addition.
Card weekend.
This morning.
Yes. So now we are into Wild Card Weekend. Starting off the whole thing, we have Browns at Texans.
You want to kick it off?
I'm going Texans.
I like your choice, actually. I like the choice, but
Wait, he's going against Joe Flacco?
I'm going Texans for one.
I'm going with Joe Flacco. I think that the Browns' defense is too good to matter who's quarterbacking for the other team. Even though Stroud actually had a really good year. And it's good things. But
I don't want to have the fucking heart failure that's gonna happen if it's Browns Ravens. I'm going Texans. I don't even want it to be a thought.
Well, I mean, if the Chiefs if the Dolphins beat the Chiefs, then you don't have to worry about it anyway.
I know, which is the other thing I'm going with. However, though, I want to make fully sure.
You're going with that game? And you have no luck.
I'm going with everything to make sure it doesn't happen. I love Joe. I don't want it to happen though. My heart can't handle this fetch.
Oh my goodness.
Going Texans.
Well, all brownies.
Yeah, I'm a Girl Scout today. We're selling brownies. We're all in on the Cleveland Browns.
And then we go to the second game for Saturday, which is Dolphins at Chiefs. And like I just said a second ago, I am going with the Fins.
Why? The Dolphins can't beat a good team.
Exactly my point. That's why I'm going with the Dolphins. Chiefs aren't a good team this season. Dolphins will win.
I'm going Chiefs at home in cold weather.
Yep.
I don't know if the Dolphins can travel. They're just so beat up on defense too that I don't know how much they're going to be able to cover. And honestly, their big thing is their linebacking core. Unless they decide to put Jalen Ramsey on Kelsey, I think they could be in some trouble there.
That's fair.
So their linebackers are too banged up. I mean, I think, and honestly, with Javon Holland too. I mean, they really don't even have a safety they could bring down for it. So I don't know. It's gonna be a good game. I think they played well over in London, but I think the big storyline obviously is Tyreek coming back, but he's banged up, and I don't think he's gonna do much. So watch him go off for 200 yards. So that's natural.
I mean, there's a couple things for this game. One is Waddle playing.
Waddle is supposed to play. Yes.
All right. So I mean, that's big, but at the same time, I know what you're saying, Colin. The Chiefs aren't a good team. There's one thing about the Chiefs that is very good, and it's their defense. Their defense is good. You can't deny that their defense is good. And when you get to the playoffs in the cold...
We could deny it, just would be wrong.
Yeah. When you get to the playoffs in the cold, defense wins games, which is why I'm going with the Browns in the last game. It's why I'm going with the Chiefs in this one. This is the time where defense wins championships. Your offense gets you through the playoffs, or gets you to the playoffs. Your defense actually wins it for you.
Like, that's the thing. Like, the only thing is that the Chiefs do have against a lot of the other teams in the AFC is that they have a lot of playoff experience.
Yeah, yes they do. That is the truth.
So going to the start of the Sunday games, we're going Steelers at Bills.
Tell me why it's the Bills. And it's strictly because J.J. Watt is injured.
It's not the Bills.
I said J.J. because he already said he was going to fill in for his brother.
So I'm going to tell you why it's not the Bills.
Go ahead. Enlighten me.
Veg didn't react the way that I thought he would. I'm going Bills.
Well, I'm trying to figure out what you could possibly say on why it's not the Bills.
No, I was going to go with Bills.
Anything could lose, but
no, the Steelers.
This waiting for what you're.
Mind you, it was a monsoon. The Steelers just struggled with the backups of Baltimore. And now in Buffalo. Yeah, this team should have just packed it up and fucking went home.
No, I do think this is going to be a grinded out game, but I don't see any real chance that the Steelers can win this game. But I do
the way the Steelers win this game is if they are able to take it to the Bills. It's going to be windy, it's going to be cold. If they can take it to the Bills on the ground, this game is going to get scary for Buffalo. That's the truth.
Yeah,
if they can run the ball with Najee and control the clock, I mean it's supposed to be 40+ mile an hour winds. It's supposed to be with a wind chill of 0. Like it's supposed to be pretty good, and there's a good chance it's actually supposed to be 3+ inches of snow. So, like I said, it's going to come down to. I mean, if you had to choose which team's going to be able to throw the ball, it's going to be Josh Allen and the Bills. But if you're going to say who's going to run the ball, then that's going to be the.
Don't get me wrong. I think the Bills are going to win this game no matter what. But I do think, even with T.J. Watt not playing, the Steelers' defense is still decent enough. And I do think the Bills, with the weather, are going to have a concerted effort to establish a running game. And I think that could...
Which is where Brady is a lot better, like we've talked about how many times.
Yeah, it's a lot better.
Brady's a lot
better.
There
is a downside to it. You're usually when you stick to a run game, if you're not explosive in it, or if you turn the ball over in the red zone, which just recently happened, it allows teams to stay around.
Recently happened for the first time all year. You're right. Okay.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah. Well, I'm just saying, but that philosophy is the Bills did whatever they want on offense against the Dolphins, but because of the turnovers in the red zone, the game stayed close. That's how the game was.
Just turnovers close. In general, only one of them were in the red zone.
So
I thought the other one was too. Was it just outside of it?
No, he threw that from his own, what, 45-yard line, I want to say. The
No, I'm
deep
talking about
shot?
the
Fumble.
the sack fumble. Wasn't that
Sack
like
fumble was
on
right.
the
That one I think was honestly right. Depends
on
on
the
where
cusp?
you're going to consider the red zone.
The 25.
It's one of those 25,
Okay,
20,
but
25 is
that one was
probably right about
close.
there.
Is what
But
you're
yes,
saying.
okay, that one,
Yeah.
yes. Yep.
Yeah.
All right, so
All right.
for the first time in the playoffs for this year, we've all picked the same team. Now we go Packers at Cowboys. A little bit of a McCarthy game here.
I see what you did. I didn't like it, but I saw what you did.
You like that?
I actually think. I think Green Bay actually has a chance.
I'm picking Green Bay to win this game. Dallas is so good at home that I think they have to slip up. Another thing, obviously different quarterbacks, but Green Bay has had their number for a while now, and it's hilarious. They've won like 4 straight games in Dallas, and I think it's something like 9 or 11 of the last 12, something like that. So
I'm also going Packers. I just think the Packers have been hot where the Cowboys have been kind of you don't know which version you're getting.
yeah,
And it's too like for a team that's supposed to be as good as the Cowboys are supposed to be, can't be having that.
The question is Jair Alexander playing, or is he still suspended?
he played last game.
Did he?
Yeah.
He wasn't trying to throw it.
Yeah, I'm saying, but the bigger thing is what Jair Alexander are you gonna get? Are you gonna get the head case Jair Alexander or the fucking stud?
They need someone to lock down. If Jair can lock down CD Lamb, then they legitimately have a chance.
The problem is with that, I mean, we've talked about it, it's just they play CD Lamb at so many different positions that it's just wild. He's on the outside, he's on the inside, he's moving around, he's going to motion, he's in the backfield. Like, it's just, there's really no way, and that makes it tough not only to match up with him, but to double team him as well, because he plays all over,
So I'm assuming that Jair is going to be playing because it says he's deemed limited to begin week, and this was an hour ago. So if he's limited right now on a Wednesday night, Wednesday night, I'm assuming then that he'll be good to go.
Yeah, probably. That makes sense, right?
Makes sense. I mean that.
Yeah, no, I'm going to pick Dallas because I don't think Green Bay's. I don't think Dallas's defense or I don't think Jair is going to stop CeeDee Lamb, but that's how I do think. That's the only thing because I think Green Bay's offense matches up well against Dallas's defense. Run the damn football, run play action, you'll be fine.
I think that Rob secretly loves Dak Prescott, Fedge, and he's just not telling us.
I fucking despise Dak Prescott.
Yeah, I think he secretly loves him, and that's why he's been picking the Cowboys more and more recently. Because he's like, God, I can't keep this love in anymore for him. I have to let it out. That's what I think it is. But Rams at Lions, another little weird the Stafford Golf Bowl.
Yeah.
This one,
and then again, this is another just an interesting one. Like it's just,
I'm picking the Lions because the fan base deserves it.
Mm-hmm.
They finally have a home playoff game, and they're fucking.
Well, like this is the worst thing for the Lions because
there's so much pressure on the Lions.
Well, that's the thing. Like they finally get the home game in the playoffs. They're finally in the playoffs, and who do they have to play? They're the best quarterback in their history on another team. It's just like it's either way. It's going to be a stab in the heart. Is this if the Lions win? Is this Stafford's career over? Like does Stafford retire after the season? Or is this?
I think Stafford's retire. I think Stafford's retiring either way.
Well, yeah, but I mean that's the thing though. Is like think about it. Your final game being the Lions taking you out, or your final game being, potentially one of your final games being you putting the fucking nail in the coffin for the Lions playoffs.
I mean, truthfully, I don't think
Final time
Stafford's
this
the
year,
reason
though.
why.
I mean, they'll still be back. The Lions team's good. They built it right.
They have,
nice
but
and
it's
good.
just it's like.
I worry about the Lions' defense.
That's
their ability to stop this type of running game. I don't worry about their ability to put up points against the Rams. I think they will be fine putting up points.
I think this one is going to be a little bit of a shootout. I'm going Rams. I want to go Lions. I don't think the Lions defense can stop the Rams offense.
The Rams are very
You're
very
underselling the
multidimensional.
Lions defense there.
Very multidimensional. It's going to come down, and I didn't even mention it last time, but it's going to come down to the same thing. Is Micah Parsons going to get the holding, the hands to the face, everything else that he hasn't got all year? And same with Aiden Hutchinson. Is he going to get these calls? Because both of them have been dominant, but don't get those calls. And I guess it's one of those things like you have to earn it. It's kind of like everyone says that these running quarterbacks don't get it. They don't get the same calls that Patrick Mahomes or Josh Allen. You know what I mean? So it just, if they get those calls, I'm going to still go the Lions. I think they're just going to be so pumped up for this game. And Goff's, honestly, his biggest job is going to be trying to keep them tamed. And that's meant in that way, exactly. So he's going to have to keep them ready to play and ready to, not too high, not too low. But outside of him, I mean, they probably don't have much playoff experience. And like Rob said, way back when, it's going to come back down to Laporta. Is he going to play? Which is he going to play? How effective is he going to be?
Fair. And then we have a Monday night game. We have the Eagles.
Super.
So stupid.
Eagles at Buccaneers.
Worst Monday night game you could choose. And the only reason I think they could even stomach doing this is because they're hoping that Eagles could somehow get healthy, and this is the best way to do is give them an extra day. So
we're all in agreement. The last thing the NFL wants is for this Bucs team to win.
Yeah, and that's why I'm going Buccaneers.
I hope they do.
I'm going Bucs.
I don't think they do. I'm going to go Eagles, but I hope they do. I hope that they do.
I'm going Eagles because it's truly a game where the Eagles are better at every single position.
Oh, 100%. But I think that the Eagles have been so down bad on their luck that this is just going to transfer into the playoffs.
Oh, I hope so. It could definitely happen.
And I want Sirianni fired.
Well, so that brings up the next part is that, because I had this for last year as well, is 3 bold statements for this week, and my bold statement is that one of these coaches will be fired. One of these playoff coaches will be fired.
Oh yeah, I like it.
That's your bold statement.
That's my bold statement. Is one of them will be fired. One of the coaches on one of these teams will be fired. Like one of the head coaches. Let me reword that. So it's not just a coach. One playoff head coach will be fired.
I'll give you another one. One's retiring after they lose.
Retiring after they lose.
Yep.
Okay.
Who do you think's going to retire after they lose?
Oh, we'll have to wait and see, won't we? No, it's
Tomlin.
Tomlin could retire.
McVay's going to officially retire.
Oh,
I was going to say that was another one.
He already wanted to retire.
Surprised.
He's going to go out. Him and Stafford are both going to retire after this game.
All right.
And Donald.
And Donald probably, yeah.
God, that franchise is...
The other one that could happen is rather than McCarthy getting fired in Dallas,
he could just retire.
Yeah.
No, he'll probably stay. I think if they lose this game, they somehow lose to the Packers, McCarthy could stay because Jerry loves his guys. And that's what I really think that he could stay on, like kind of like what they're trying to do with Pete Carroll, and Dan Quinn gets promoted.
Yes, I can see that. I can see that.
But I also think that would be a big mistake for the franchise. And the reason I say that is because how many people are going with defensive-minded head coaches nowadays? You just don't see it.
Some people say that's why you should go defensive-minded right now.
But the thing is, when's the last time a defensive-minded head coach won a Super Bowl?
Oh,
and what is the goal?
He might this year. His name's D'Amico Ryans. He's the only defensive-minded coach in this. Him and Tomlin are the only two defensive-minded coaches in this damn thing.
Yeah.
Tomlin,
Tampa Bay is right.
Like what?
Oh yeah, I guess McDermott's considered defense. Yeah, you don't
consider it still waste anything. But yeah, that's what I was just looking through. So you got Buffalo, Houston, Pittsburgh,
in Tampa, right? He's the defensive coach.
Todd?
Yeah.
I thought Todd was offensive.
I honestly don't know.
I'm gonna look up Todd Bowles.
I always confuse Todd Bowles with Raheem Morris all the time.
Nope. You're right. Yep.
Either way, so you got 4 out of 14 are defensive minded. How many do we pick to win the first round?
Real quick,
Houston, I didn't.
I'm actually curious how many defensive-minded coaches are there in the league? Well, the 2 in the AFC, there's 3 in the AFC East. That's wild.
Yeah.
What's Harbaugh?
But I don't have any.
Harbaugh's specials.
I have a bold prediction that there will be 3 game-winning field goals within the last 43 seconds.
Oh yeah, what games?
Game winning.
Doesn't matter.
I'm just curious. What games do you think it is?
And last 45.
I won't hold you to it, but what games do you think it is?
Houston.
Okay, could see that.
Philadelphia.
I can see that. Is overtime considered the final 43 seconds?
Yeah.
Oh no! If it's in the final 43 seconds of overtime, it will be.
Yes.
Okay.
Who else do I want to go with? The Dolphins game.
I mean, honestly, I all of them, but the Steelers Bills, I think could be fucking game-winning field goals.
I hope the Bills isn't. I just want a nice, easy game. I don't want to have to deal with it in my.
Right, there we go. There's the picks.
There it is.
That's what we got going. That's what we have.
Tell us what you think, and I want to hear your bold predictions.
There you go. Fedge wants to know your guys' bold predictions.
Depending on where you are. Good evening. And
I was gonna say, Jesus Christ, you guys wrapping this up real fast? Jesus,
stay out of trouble and
stay safe. And we will talk to y'all later.
All right, so is that you guys' final statements? Like, what do you guys think? Your final statement is just ending the show.
And we'll be right back with Jerry's final thoughts.
The only thing I was gonna say is that this past week we saw the XFL's first, not the XFL, the UFL's first dispersal draft. We're getting the second round of the draft this next week, which is all players, everything being up for the grabs. That will be interesting to see how that league shapes up. First games are in March.
Did Antonio Brown get drafted?
No, and Josh Gordon has said that he is not playing in the UFL. That was kind of the big news out of the whole thing, is that he said that he does not want to play in the spring league anymore, which doesn't surprise me after the year they had in Seattle. But as Veg said, let us know your guys' picks and your bold predictions down in the comments down below.
Put them down in the comments below.
And as Rob butchered, depending on where you are, good morning, afternoon, good evening, night, stay out of trouble, stay safe, and we'll talk to y'all later.
You know it's Wednesday.
Bye. It's been a while since you've said that one.